There are a ton of cool Pokemon out there that many fans love. Some of the more popular Pokemon include Pokemon like Metagross, the Evolution, Gardevoir, and just so much more. Unfortunately, there's just so many Pokemon out there that there's also a lot of annoying Pokemon to go with a lot of the beloved Pokemon. Now, Pokemon can be considered annoying for a various amount of different reasons, such as battling the Pokemon or trying to catch the Pokemon. In this video, we'll be discussing some Pokemon that I personally find annoying and why that is. Keep in mind that this list is completely my opinion and based in no particular order, so I'm sure you guys will have other Pokemon you find annoying, as well as Pokemon that I find annoying that you might not find annoying as well. Let me know in the comment section down below which Pokemon you find annoying and why, and now onto the list. First up on the list, we have Electrode. I personally really like Electrode as a Pokemon in general, but that doesn't mean that it can't annoy me as well. The biggest reason why I think Electrode is annoying is because in various Pokemon games, Electrode likes to hide disguised as an item. Now, there are other Pokemon that do this as well in other games such as Amoonguss, but I feel like Electrode is the most popular and the most notorious out of all these hidden Pokemon. When you try and pick one up, it prompts you with a battle, and since Electrodes are very fast, you might not be able to run away from them, and they also tend to carry the move Explosion, meaning they can kill themselves while you're trying to catch them, which can be very frustrating, or do a lot of damage to your Pokemon due to the sheer power of Explosion. And now next up on this list, we have probably one of the most popular annoying Pokemon, and that is Zubat. Zubat has a stereotype of being the most annoying Pokemon for a lot of different reasons, and if you play just about any main series Pokemon game, you probably know why. Zubats appear in most caves throughout Pokemon, and going through caves are annoying in themselves, but on top of that you have to deal with the constant Zubat horde that's going to be flocking right in front of you. Zubat is one of the biggest reasons why I started to use repels in a lot of Pokemon games lately, since you're just going to encounter them so much unless you're using repel. This is also probably the Pokemon that people tend to encounter the most when playing through most of the Pokemon games, and luckily one of the best things about Black and White 1 is that there's no Zubat. So far, both of these Pokemon I talked about are annoying because of how you encounter them, but this one is a little bit different. Snorlax can be very annoying when playing through some Pokemon games as it just blocks your path, forcing you to wake it up in order to continue. This is most common in the Generation 1 Pokemon games, although a few other games like Ruby and Sapphire have a Pokemon like Kecleon that blocks your path as well, except this time Kecleon is invisible. Snorlax is the OG when it comes to blocking paths in Pokemon, however, which is why I chose to represent all of the other Pokemon that tend to block your path in a Pokemon game. I remember playing through Silver Version as a kid and getting stuck because of that Snorlax that was blocking my way in Kanto near Vermilion City. I was young, had no idea I had to play the radio tuned to the Pokeflute station on it in order to wake it up and try to catch it. Luckily outside of this, Snorlax is at least a pretty cool Pokemon that's fun to use competitively, or just while you're playing through the game. The next Pokemon I find annoying mainly from a competitive battling standing, most notably in Generation 6, and that is Mega Sableye. Mega Sableye is one of the most annoying Pokemon to go up against as it has good defenses, access to the move Recover, as well as other moves like Will-O-Wisp or Knockoff to cripple your team and frustrate you even more. It's especially annoying when you realize that it has the ability Magic Bounce after Mega Evolving, meaning moves like Toxic will bounce back and hit the user instead of hitting Mega Sableye, making it even harder to take out. It was especially annoying in Generation 6, mainly due to how abilities worked in tandem with Mega Evolution at the time, because if you had a regular Sableye with the ability Prankster, you could essentially use Prankster the same turn that you Mega Evolved at that time. This basically gave you a free Taunt or Will-O-Wisp or whatever Prankster move you wanted to go for, while still being able to Mega Evolve and hide behind your Magic Bounce. Luckily, this changed a little bit in Generation 7, as when a Pokemon Mega Evolves, its ability changes right away, so Mega Sableye isn't as annoying as it once was in Generation 6, thankfully. Its only weakness is Fairy as well, which makes it even more difficult to take out, as there's only one weakness. I've used Mega Sableye a lot in the past, and it's one of those Pokemon that you love when it's on your side, but when you're staring one down, you absolutely hate it. And continuing on with the trend of annoying Pokemon in competitive battling, we have Togekiss. Togekiss has access to the ability Serene Grace, and it's one of the most notorious abusers of this ability. Serene Grace doubles the secondary effects of moves, meaning a move like Flamethrower, which normally has a 10% chance to burn, will now have a 20% chance to burn with this ability. This is annoying in itself, as it boils down to a lot of luck. However, the most annoying thing about this ability is when it's used in tandem with a move that can flinch, such as Air Slash. This means that Togekiss is more likely to flinch its target with Air Slash, which is incredibly annoying. Battles have been lost due to the amount of flinches Togekiss gets, single-handedly allowing it to steal a lot of Pokemon games and frustrating countless fans of the series. And the last Pokemon I wanted to discuss is probably my personal most hated Pokemon when it comes to competitive battling, and that is Toxapex. When Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon came out, I used to battle a ton. I used to stream them all the time, and I slowly stopped a little bit before the release of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I feel like Toxapex might have had something to do with that. Toxapex was one of the more common new Pokemon that you would see when battling in Sun and Moon, and boy was it frustrating. Toxapex has insane defenses, making it pretty difficult to kill, access to recover, and the regenerator ability, which allows it to heal some health while being switched out. The reason why I find Toxapex annoying are a lot similar to the reasons why I think Mega Sableye is annoying, but the key difference is how Toxapex can abuse poison. It has access to Toxic Spikes, which poisons grounded users on switch-in, and has the signature move Baneful Bunker, which acts sort of like a Protect and a Toxic in one. This attack doesn't seem to be as common on Toxapex anymore as it once was when Sun and Moon first came out, but whenever I would see somebody use this move and I fell for it, I would get very frustrated. Luckily, unlike Mega Sableye, Toxapex does have a few more weaknesses, so it is a little bit easier to manage against, I guess, but that doesn't mean I find it any less annoying of a Pokemon. And now for some honorable mentions I wanted to talk about. Feebas can be annoying as it's one of the most annoying Pokemon to encounter in the Generation 3 and 4 Pokemon games, which is such a shame since Milotic is such an awesome Pokemon and you need to catch Feebas and evolve it in order to get a Milotic. Combee can be annoying as well, as you need a female Combee in order to evolve into Vespiquen, and of course female Combees are not nearly as common as male Combees. One Pokemon that I'm sure I'm going to see a lot of people comment about and I want to give an honorable mention is Landorus Therian. I personally don't find Landorus Therian that annoying, but seeing as it's such a common Pokemon whether it comes to Smogon battling or VGC, a lot of people don't like it and it can be annoying when you see it over and over again. And those are some Pokemon that I find annoying for various different reasons. Let me know in the comment section down below which Pokemon you guys personally think are annoying in Pokemon and why. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, as it really does help the channel grow and so you don't miss a future upload. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you all next time, and bye bye.